such a disparity in terms of the distribution of the counties. And this has an effect in decisions in the Senate, where representation and some decisions are based on the counties, the delegations, etc. That is why we are calling for an establishment of a system of identifying the limitation of counties. With regard to Article 89, we have had a lot of problems, whether we are to go population only or we are to include what people call the land sizes. We are calling for a more pragmatic approach where we don't leave anybody behind, but we take everybody on board. But we have to do it in such a way such that we don't have complaints where people say that this member of parliament is only representing 20,000 voters or people, whereas this other one is representing over 500,000 people. So we are asking that Article 89 should be amended so that we can have a more justifiable process of delimiting our electoral units, and especially the constituencies. Thank you.
Okay. There was an issue about the 2/3 gender rule. What we meant by reducing the size of parliament is, if you look at the articles, they state that if the 2 gender thirds rule has not been actualized, more people should be brought on board so as to balance. So our proposal is that that will be very unfair to the people because it will increase the number. So when we say reducing the size, that is the number we are referring to. It should not be cured by including more people so as to balance. The constitution should be very clear on which mechanism should be used to balance the 2/3 gender rule during the elections and not after.
And what about the one on housing?
On the one on housing, our major problem is most of the time what the government has tried to do before has not actually been actualized because of various issues. We have allegations of corruption coming in. We have delayed processes. Sometimes we're not so sure about the processes that come in with procurement and all that. And therefore, we believe that this is not the best way to go right now because the people are not ready. They are struggling. And the extra 1.5 is an extra burden on them that they are not able to bear right now. If better processes will be put in place in future, then it can be looked into.
Okay.
I think that, do you have anything else?
Okay,
We really
thank
must
you
thank
very
you.
much. Yeah.
I was going to thank you on behalf of Cicely, but we ended up doing it, both of us. And on behalf of the committee, for very clear thinking. So we really realized it must have been read in the name of the chairperson, Owa, right?
Yes.
So, and we take the work of this conference very seriously, Catholic bishops. So we would have felt less than equal to the task if you didn't make this presentation. Although I was going to ask you a small thing like corruption and stealing of drugs. I thought it's one and the same thing. And I think that you have gone to the core of the issues. As Catherine was saying, and I'm happy that this has been addressed for the first time, where you have doctors with private clinics. It's like an established product, and you see drugs disappearing from the hospitals, and they end up being really that stealing. And nobody has addressed us on that issue. So we thank you. These are issues of conscience, and we have to really slay the dragon of corruption in this country. We are going to move ahead. But we thank you. Now, those issues which require amendment to the Constitution, would you consider as you leave us, because NCCK were before you, and they are clear in their mind, this country cannot take a referendum. And the issues that you refer to, a lot of them requiring constitutional amendment, may require a referendum. What is your view? And then you can leave us, even as we thank you.
Okay. This is our view. a referendum does not take a day to happen, neither does it take a month or 2 months.